మా ఇంట్లో ఏదండి
హలో
హలో, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
నా పాట వినిపిస్తుందా మేడం?
ఎస్ ఎస్, వెరీ క్లియర్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం, మీరు లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది, మళ్ళీ ఒక 2 minutes మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేద్దరు. టైం టైం మామూలుగా మీరు 4-5 అట్లా చేస్తారు కదా సార్ మామూలుగా. టైం మీరు ఇందాక మార్చారు కదా, 4కు ఉన్నింది కదా, 4 ఇదే కంటిన్యూగా ఉంటారు. ఇది తీసేయాలన్నమాట. 4:10కి పెట్టండి. హలో మేడం.
చెప్పండి ఈశ్వర్.
మీరు అదే మాట్లాడుతూ ఉండాలి మేడం. నేను హలో హలో అంటున్నాను, మీరు లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది, టైంకి 5 నిమిషాలు ముందు వచ్చారు. మీరు అన్మ్యూట్లో పెట్టుకుంటే ఎలాగా? వాయిస్ అన్మ్యూట్లో పెట్టుకోవద్దు, మీరు మ్యూట్లో ఉంచుకొని మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటే మనం గో లైవ్ అని కొట్టేటప్పుడు మీకు 2 minutes ముందు చెప్పేస్తాం. మీకు స్టార్టెడ్ అని చెప్పిన వెంటనే మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి. అదే మీరు మాట్లాడటానికి మరి ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుంది? మీరు గో లైవ్ కొట్టాలి కదా, అందుకని. మీరు అట్లాగే ఉండిపోయారు, అన్మ్యూట్లో పెడితే ఎలాగా? మీరు ఆల్రెడీ లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోయి మీరు అట్లాగే ఉంటున్నారు.
మీ కాల్ వచ్చింది కానీ మీరు ఎవరు నాకు అక్కడ కనిపించట్లేదు. ఐఎమ్ రెడీ.
కనిపించడం అనేది ఉండదు మేడం, మీకు నిన్న కూడా చెప్పాము, కనిపించరు. మీకు మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటాం, మీరు మాట్లాడాలి.
ఫస్ట్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ మీరు వచ్చారు కదా.
మాట్లాడుతున్నాం, అదే ఇంట్రడక్షన్. నేను హలో మేడం అంటుంటే మీరు అన్మ్యూట్లో పెట్టారు. మ్యూట్లో పెట్టినా కూడా మీరు మాట్లాడేది మాకు వినిపిస్తే మీ మాట టైం అవ్వగానే ఒక మీరు ఏదైతే ఉంది ఇప్పుడు ఈరోజు టాపిక్, మీరు ఇప్పుడు టాపిక్ ఏదైతే అనుకున్నారో మీరు లైవ్లో మీరు ఒక్కళ్ళే ఉంటారు. లైవ్లో మీరు ఒక్కళ్ళు ఎవరు కనిపించరు. మీకు గో లైవ్ అనేది మేము స్టార్ట్ అనగానే మీరు వెంటనే అక్కడ మీకు స్క్రీన్ మీద 30 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ ఉంది, 1 అనే నెంబర్ రాగానే మీరు ఇంకా మీ ప్రాసెస్, మీ ఇంట్రడక్షన్స్ తోటి మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయటం జరుగుతుంది.
స్క్రీన్ మీద 1 అనే నెంబర్ వస్తుందా?
వస్తుంది, స్టార్టెడ్ అని మీరు చేసేయాలి. ఓకే, స్టార్ట్ చేసేయండి మేడం. ఎస్, మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేసేయండి. ఓకే, మేము ఎవరు కనిపించం, అది దృష్టి పక్కన పెట్టండి కొంచెంసేపు. మీరు 1/2 hour ఖచ్చితంగా మీరు అనుకున్నది మాట్లాడేసేయండి. ఓకే మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Half an hour I'll maintain.
మాట్లాడండి. ఓకే,
good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss about assessment program and the regular schools, the special schools, how the children they are having the associated conditions and problems to be sorted out by the parents and also teachers. Initially, the assessment process, this is very important along with the family members' presence. The special educationist, psychologist, and also the team, the multidisciplinary team, they have to take the family background history and the child's developmental milestones, information, and any health problems associated in the child's life. And coming to the first step, regular school children, here the continuous failures in the same class or in the same subject, this is causing problem to the families and also the child's progress in the academic year. So therefore, the assessment process, it plays very important role for the child's educational development. We plan for the child's one-to-one situation assessment process where the mother and father they will be discussing along with the child when the person rehabilitation professional or we may say the special educationist here the resource person, the educational counselor, we have special educational skills and also the child's developmental related program to be worked out for the future life. Therefore, the initial stage of life, here the child's self-help skills and any delay in the developmental milestones, we mean to say, for example, motor developmental delay. It means the child, whether the child is able to walk in the right age or is there any delay. Or coming to the speech development, whether the child was able to speak in words or sentences when the child goes to the concerned professionals. So the associated conditions will be taken into consideration. These are the important issues wherein the future program has to be decided. Or else, if the child has any associated medical problems, we have to say, like for example, epilepsy or any other malnourishment or any hyperactivity, there are some issues, lack of nutrition, malnutrition, marasmus kwashiorkor, nutrition deficiency diseases. So those have to be highlighted because the child may be having to have medical intervention also in the child's daily life. Daily, the child may have to take the medicine as per the prescribed by the concerned medical professional. So here, on time, if the child is able to reach the milestones, that's fine. But if the delay is there, as early as possible in the child's life, like early stage means 0 to 6, then again after 6 to 12, again up to 15 years, and the developmental period in the child's life is, we have a developmental period up to 18 years. So these are the important cautions we have to take for the child's development. So to be on safe side, if the parents they are getting the information when they take the child to any pediatrician or general physician, if they are identifying any problems, we have to take the medical information and the recommendations they mentioned in the child's assessment, medical assessment. So therefore, they are referring to the special educationists and also psychologists for the further referral services and support. And in the same way, speech problem if the child has, or here what happens, the child may not be able to have hearing process in a right way, as per the expected level. The child may have hearing loss in 1 year or both the years. That also causes problem to have the child regular education in a systematic manner. So therefore, ENT specialist report is essential. That has to be taken into consideration. And coming to the medical aspects, if epilepsy is there, regular medication is required because the child's nervous system, it is getting affected when the child has epileptic attacks in the life. So therefore, the medical intervention and also simultaneously regular self-help skills training, we start as early as possible in the child's life, like eating skills, brushing skills, bathing, and toilet training. This is very essential. And simultaneously dressing skills, and which has to be taken as the major step for the child's foundation stage. It will be started only in the family, as we mean to say, home situation. Mother or any caretaker who are very closely attached, even fathers also, they are playing very important role for the child's development. Day-to-day life, important step is there. Their role also, a very important step is there. So here we train the parents through assessment process, all the areas, social development, motor development, self-help skills, and coming to the academics point of view, we decide whether the child has any reading process problems or writing problems and arithmetic skills. We say 3 R's. 3 R's means reading, writing, and arithmetic skills. Does the child is able to write the numbers or able to identify and to make out the value of the numbers, given numbers? It's not that any rote learning, but the value of the numbers. It is very important in the early stage, preschool stage itself. So the writing skills also, writing the alphabets, numbers, and again, it will be further again improved for writing words and sentences, as we see generally in the schools. So the syllabus, whatever syllabus is there in the regular schools, the child has to be able to cope up with the given academic program in the classroom, wherein the child has to follow the teacher's instructions and write in her notebook and able to spell it out, to say the spelling of the word and to write it on the child's on his own. That is also a major role for the child's academic program. Therefore, the teachers, if they are facing any problem, immediately it has to be informed to the parents and the school management. They have to discuss with the parents so that the child psychologist and we educational counselors, we have to take the assessment process, as I mentioned just now, regarding the self-care and social development, any associated health problems, and academics point of view, all the subjects, we will be having a brief assessment and also a program plan which has to be followed for the one-to-one situation follow-up in the family. Then coming to the health issues, here as I mentioned, speech problem. So the communication skills of the child, whether the child is able to say simple words, sentences, any meaningful response, if the child is able to understand the instructions and express the correct response to the question asked by the class teacher or the parents or any other family members, what they are saying, what the other person is speaking, they should understand that. We say one or two letters, simple sentence. Whether it is in the initial stage, at least 2-letter words, it's fine. Then coming to words, 3-letter words. So it is a process. So starting from that stage. So the speech and language communication skills, for that also assessment point of view, there is checklist. At what age the child started making sounds and started saying 2-letter words and following simple commands. We mean to say verbal instructions by the parents and teachers. So it helps for the class teachers and parents when the problem is identified in the early stage, as early as possible. So it's better the future program will be worked out successfully. Even ENT specialist, once the child's speech problem is identified, they will be seeing the hearing loss, level of loss, how much loss, capacity, how much the child has the capacity, hearing capacity, we say. So based on that, the communication skills, alternative communication skills methods, it will be trained to the mother, and the class teacher also will be given the program. It is followed at the home situation. So here, preparing flashcards, verbal instructions along with the given pictures, like what we see in our daily life: flowers, vegetables, birds, fruits, animals, vehicles. We mean to say in our daily life, what all things are essential for the life, that will be taken. Day to day life important issues will be first consideration here. So the child's speech and language communication, that also concentrated. And another major step here, parents, they have to observe, as we already mentioned about the child's concentration and the sitting tolerance. Here we have behavior modification technology, wherein the standardized checklist is available from the international standard level, disability identification level. So we are following in our country. So like American Association checklist is there, and again here for the regular schools also basic EMMA that is there. And as I have my experience with the research and voluntary organizations and the National Institute for the Mentally Handicapped, run by the Government of India Ministry, there they are having checklists both for the assessment process of the academic skills, functional assessment checklist we call FACP, we say, for academics point of view. Then for behavior modification also, they are having the checklist. We are following that checklist to have the assessment for the any associated this behavioral problems. Like yesterday, we in the first session, as I discussed about the setting tolerance and the child's concentration point of view, and not able to pay attention for the given task, and not able to adjust with the family, parents, or any peer group, or anywhere if they go out also, the child is not able to have the participation along with the family. So here there are different behavior problems. What we say, suppose the child is having any violent behavior. So that is the first priority, why it is causing. For this, we have analysis, antecedents, behavior, and consequences. Where it happened, on whom that behavior was shown by the child, and what was the consequences. we mean to say, does it harm the other person? Does it create any disturbance? Or here the child may be hungry. If the mother is busy, the child did not receive the food on time, or the child's liking food is not there, then also the child may become violent. What happens? The child, mostly we come across the clients saying that the child is throwing the food material here and there, or beating the even parents also. That means the angry, the violent, it is uh, not at the expected level. It is causing a shock, surprising to the family. So there, the situation, it has to be very much important. The situation has to be focused. Why it happened? So then the child has to be immediately taken for immediately how to how to convince the child, the mother, as the behavior which is harming the other person. It might disturb even in the classroom also, even with the friends also. So for this purpose, we have separate behavioral assessment checklist that we will directly discuss with the class teacher and parents, and based on the checklist, the behaviors, it will be observed for 1 week to 10 days by the family and teachers, and again scoring will be analyzed. Again, in the behavioral problems also, the most harmful behaviors which are causing the learning problems to the learning process of the child, it will be prioritized, and the program is fixed so that it will be worked out along with the family cooperation and class teacher. Therefore, the assessment process, it is playing very important role in the regular schools and also special schools. Then now we have to concentrate with in connection with the special education needs, where the special need children, they need special education. That is there already in our country. We are having all training programs, human resource. We have trained special educationists, and the mothers also, they are regularly keeping in contact with the special schools and one-to-one situation. Once the assessment process is, the child is assessed, then the individualized educational program, we call it as. Here, individualized educational program is planned. Program planning, once the assessment process is over, program planning is decided, wherein every 3 months, the decided goals in the program planning, short-term goal, annual goal. Annual goal, we mean to say for the academic year. For example, self-help skills, that is the annual goal for a preschool level child. At the early stage of the life, we again have short-term goal. Suppose the child is having problem in the eating skills, the person who is having the special needs. Now I am focusing here special needs. So this is the thing, the child is given how to mix the rice with the curry or dal. And if the child is already able to take with the spoon, able to eat, that's fine. But if the child is not able to mix the rice and eat on his own, so there we train the mothers, and the child will be given the demonstration also. So like this, dressing skills, wearing dress, seeing the right directionality, wearing the dress properly, and grooming skills, combing the hair, and also wearing slippers, school uniform, shoes. So these are all the areas we have to assess. And another thing is academics point of view, functional academics we say for special need children. Functional academics, it is not that easy task to teach the child the whole 26 alphabets and again in the Telugu language 56 letters. Here we say that functional whole word functional whole word approach we say. The child will be taught to identify his name with the photograph, his own photograph, and again we prepare the flashcard written in capital letters. We make it to match the name card with the photograph of his own. And again, we make the child to read the letters. Then the child will be given daily writing work. The child's name will be written in the capital letters in the notebook so that the child can copy fully in the given page. So daily the same will be given homework and the family has to do the follow-up. This is the thing for every step in the child's life for special need children. The focus is given in one-to-one situation. That is what we say individualized training program or individualized educational program or individualized rehabilitation program. And coming to higher age groups, again vocational stage, in the occupation, given occupation, they will be trained. That will be having separate checklist. That is individualized vocational program, we say. So to become a contributing member of the society, even special need persons, they are like us only. They will be given as much respect as we are. We have to accept them as they are. So another important issue here we have in the preparation of child's learning process. Once the goals are set, teaching learning material will be prepared by the teacher and also parents in the home situation so that it makes a very good success to work with the child in one-to-one situation. And whatever the talents the children they have, that also will be encouraged. Drawing, painting, and music, any instruments, that also they can play very well. Suppose, for example, mridangam, hand functioning, it helps. And uttering the sounds, letters, that helps the special need children when it starts in their early stage of life. It is very successful in our country as we are seeing in the mostly special schools. And one more issue we have, they are having even very good talents in the sports and games, outdoor games, and they participate in the group games, and they are attending special Olympics also. Even athletes, cricket, there are different sports events also for these children. And we also have the yoga implementation also for these children. The concentration point of view, we even decide that child's educational program practicing yoga as the child teacher, she will be trained for teaching the yoga also. So the child's all-round development is focused very well. to meet their needs. As I mentioned, we counsel the parents, means like I have my practical experience as working with the institutions, both government and non-governmental institutions. National Institute for the Mentally Handicapped is there in the Boinpalli at Secunderabad. There also I work daily. What we assess the children, and even we also did homebound program training the regular school attending children along with the parents fortnightly, and even in the NGOs also, that homebound program, it was worked out very successfully. It is very helpful. Children who has any remedial measures, we mean to say attending the regular school, but they may have any associated problems. So the remedial program, remedial education, it is given by the trained special educationist and this child psychologist. So that is very helpful for the families, even to the children, as early as possible. The program is started in their life. It works out very successfully. Dear viewers, if you are liking the liking to today's this discussion, assessment program planning, and also uh, we can have the comments in the comment box. Thank you.